Folks, this is Kurt Wall's Tie-Dyed Skies. We're sitting in front of a folded Firework uh, shirt. I'm going to try to do a really quick dye tonight. Won't go through a whole lot of instruction, just I want to see how fast I can get this done. I did a couple of kids shirts last night, night before last, and 30 minutes. That's tying, dyeing, and rinsing to the rinse station. Anyway, we're going to get started real quick. I'm going to start off with some robin egg blue. I'm going to use my bigger spoon this time to put on more dye. You should wear a dust mask if you don't have ventilation. Be best if you had a respirator. Gonna move to turquoise. These are still mixed in the ratio of, let's see, the robin egg blue is 2-to-1, this turquoise is 3-to-1. Pro Chemical and Dye, look them up online. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Thursday, almost tie-dye Friday. I'm gonna go for this jade green now. Mix 3-to-1. Pour it on there good so we get good saturation. Maybe we'll move on to electric blue, 3-to-1 ratio. 3 parts soda ash, 1 part powdered dye. Half of that. And go into some royal blue. 3-to-1, Pro Chemical. Make sure I've got good coverage there. On the front, the part I can't see real well. Carry that blue over here. Gonna go for a darker blue. Sapphire blue, 3-to-1. Pour it on. We'll go into some deep navy on this part here. I'm going to mix some other blues in here. Give it kind of a spacey look, maybe even oceanic water. Maybe Lake Superior water. Maybe these syringes that you can irrigate your shirts with if you want to. If you want to. I think we'll go ahead. I'm going to turn that pump off for a second. Trying to keep warm water in here, so when I go to actually I'll just turn it down. How about that? So I've got some flow going, just not wasting the water. I'm gonna use some aqua and aquamarine up in here. Just pour it on. Go ahead and carry this aqua back over here. Kind of opened up some of these folds earlier when I laid this up on the grate to get some of that dye to really be received down in those little pockets. I'm going to throw on some more robin egg blue down the front here real quick. This is the actual front of the shirt. What color do I want to do here? Got lots of blues, it's what we want. There's a little cobalt blue in here. I think we can throw some cobalt in there. That cobalt and robin egg will blend together and make different shades of blues. Some cobalt up in here as well. Just about out of this blue. Set it aside so we can fill it up later. I'll go ahead and throw this on real quick. This is some deep lime. My favorite deep lime. It's from Custom Colors. I used this color on almost every shirt since I got it about 2 months ago. I'm going to start dyeing this right now. I'm going to turn this pump up. Everybody can see it wetting out the shirt, wetting out the dye. This shirt was folded damp, turned inside out before being folded. I folded it in half using the symmetrical fold. You can find crispy folding those shirts. It's the proper way to do a shirt. I do it a little bit more elaborately, but Crispy on YouTube does a very fine job of explaining how to fold the shirt. He's where I got my start, at least learning how to fold the shirt inside out, and I started off with some emblems and that type of thing, just kind of branched out into my own style. Seems like every tie-dye artist, you can tell, these serious tie-dye artists, you can tell they have their own style. Start weighing out this. Can you all see that cotton starting to take on that color? Hope it's not too bright for you down here. I'm just moving this water around the shirt, letting it get that initial soak in so I don't just wash that dye right off the shirt. We're going to do this one side and then flip it over and do the other. I'm going to try to be quick about it. In case you haven't watched any of the other videos, I've got boys and dogs and people coming in and out, so if there's a slight interruption, it's because a dog wants in or wants out, or a boy wants something, or you know how it is, parents. They're all older boys. This technique we're doing right now, it's called irrigation, in case you didn't know already. It's a brand new technique. It allows you to dye the shirt, immediately rinse it out, toss it in the washer, have a fully completed shirt in 2 hours. It allows you to, if you do a shirt and see you didn't like the color combination, or you didn't like the fold, or whatever reason, you can immediately tie another shirt, make your corrections, and dye another one. You don't have to wait 24 hours anymore. These shirts are very color fast. Holds its color well, we believe. Talking with several friends, chemical analysts and such, chemical engineers, the magic is happening right what we're doing here with those ratios of dye and this hot water. It's just plain old water. I was using soda ash water, but I've moved away from that to try to prove chemist buddy actually said to do this, and we've tried a few shirts and it looks just as successful as having soda ash in the water. If you want to be safe and feel like keeping soda ash in the recipe, you can do that. You've heard me say it before, make it your thing, make it work for you. Several people have adopted this technique and started out using water bottles. I started out using syringes, very time consuming. But really all you need is a vessel that holds hot water, whether that's microwaved cup. You have to keep it hot though, unless you can do a quick dye like I'm trying to do right here. Of course, I'm using a crock pot, but it's just got hot water in it. It's on its highest setting. So anyway, the reason I'm doing this video is to see how fast I can actually do a shirt, to get an idea of how many I can produce, say an hour or a day, or what have you. This weekend I might try to pre-fold a bunch of shirts Friday night, tomorrow night, and dye them on Saturday. See how many I can do with pre-folded shirts. I don't want to lose the quality that we've had. We're still wetting these out the exact same way, but I've not really done it fast. I did a couple the night before last. They were kid shirts, of course, smaller. Didn't take as much dye. This is a large shirt. Quite a few people adopting this process, and it's not to necessarily replace anything, although people are doing that too. But it could add to a dyer's, someone who dyes clothing, cloth, it could add to their bucket of tools. What I like about it is you can wash it immediately and have beautiful, long-lasting, color-fast shirts, fabric. This is 100% cotton, just a cotton t-shirt. I do mainly t-shirts. Thought about branching out into leggings and that type of thing. One day I'd like to do tapestries. Haven't taken that one on yet. I need to learn to tie some of those intricate folds that I'd like to try. Using sinew, I'm just using a few rubber bands here. See those rubber bands? This area here, I don't even have banded up. This is a sleeve. The part I'm working on right now is the collar, but this is the sleeve coming out from that. Top of the shoulder is up here. Bottom of the sleeves here. And right now I'm just wetting it out, seeing how fast I can wet it out. Sweat it out, man. Sweat it out. Slow this pump down in here for a second. And you still see we've got a bunch of dye down here. That's fine. It's fine. We'll get back to it. So I slowed the pump down so I could work on these. It's a little bit tighter folds down here. So I want to try to open up some of those folds using this blackhead remover with rounded ends. Don't use it for blackheads. It's good to be wearing goggles or some type of safety eyewear, best goggles, because it prevents splash. But something certainly to protect your eyes from if you're poking around in these folds. Something doesn't splash back in your eye, like some hot acidic water, actually alkaline water, because the water, while coming out of the crock pot, is just tap water. It's mixing with the soda ash on top of the shirt mixed in with the dye. You see that color coming out? It's that jade green. It's turquoise right here, turquoise. And I was going to do both sides, but I'm actually just going to do one side tonight, just to show you what a one-sided shirt will look like using this method, this technique. Some people will scoff. You've only been doing this for 16 months and you expect it to last 20 years? Yes, yes I do. Based on testing, and I know it'll last better than a lot of the liquid stuff out there. I know for a fact. Trying to keep my hand out of view so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to turn this up again. Yep, I think we're just going to dye one side of this shirt tonight. To see what just one side. I did a shirt the other night that I thought, yeah, it doesn't need any more color. It was fine the way it was, and it turned out to be a very gorgeous shirt. I actually have the tip of one of my syringes, the Monoject syringe. I actually cut the tip off and put it on the end of my hose so I could get down inside those folds like that. Just wash that dye, wash it. The dye is being absorbed by the cotton as we speak, as we watch, as we learn. I'll move back down here on this bottom part of the shirt. It is very cool here in Missouri this evening. Feels great, like an early fall, but it's supposed to turn back warm tomorrow and over the weekend, back almost to 100. But it's a muggy hot. Not a dry heat. Sounds like Hawaii's getting ready to get hit with something big. A hurricane. Hope everybody's safe out there. Hope everybody's prepared. as well as you can be. Just moving these folds around here, which aren't really folds at all because they're not, they are, but I didn't tie them intentionally. But why? Just to make it easier to dye them, get the dye saturated. So I didn't have to poke around in those folds so much. I am poking around a little bit, but just looking around to see where the dye is pooling. We are honestly about done with this, it appears, if we're only doing one side. So there's still quite a bit of dye down in there. Those are some really deep folds. Made them that way on purpose. Believe it or not, we're about done with this shirt. Okay, what's so special about that? We're going to be able to take it to the sink and rinse it right away. And as I mentioned early on, we'll be able to rinse it, toss it in the washer, dryer immediately after the wash, and we will have a long, color fast, quick tie-dyed shirt using this method. I think it's quick. I haven't looked at a clock lately. I might throw a little bit more color down here in this white space, if you can see the white space. Yes, you can if you're looking. Okay. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to throw a little bit more color down here, and I think I'm going to actually use some turquoise. I think I'll use some custom color vivid turquoise. Then I'll get this nice final wash, open up the folds some more, just to verify all the dye. It's mainly soda ash now. The dye's been absorbed. Those little flakes we see floating around are mostly soda ash. Vivid turquoise, one of my favorite colors. We've got a lot of good colors from Custom Colors. Dave will do you right. Dave's not here, man. He's on vacation. Should we put any more anywhere else? Can you think of anywhere else? Maybe there? Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Looks like we've used 10 colors on this one. No black in this case. Thought about using some black, but I think I'll skip the black, and I think I'll skip dyeing the second side. Thank you for all you subscribers. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. And all you other viewers out there, please subscribe. I'm not begging. But if you're learning something here, subscribe. If you're just passing through, that's fine. You don't have to subscribe. Quick shirt. We're gonna wet this here out. Crank this pump up and finish the shirt up. 32 minutes, not bad. Not bad. Trying to get most of the residual soda ash and leftover dye off before we take it to the sink. At the sink, I'll start off with hot water and rinse it with hot all the way through until the color is almost clear, or the water is almost clear. And I'll toss it in the washer, normal cycle. Hot water, more hot water. Since we're not doing that second side, I am going to add real quick, I'm going to add some blue violet in this area here. Because I can. Just because since I'm not doing the other side to give it depth, I'm going to put just a light coating of blue violet right in here. You can get it damp real quick so it absorbs in those top two layers quicker. I even just leave him plugged in right here. Just gonna leave him propped up just like that for now. Hope it doesn't slip out. Squeeze it together a little bit. $11 colors. I'll make sure I put enough on that it soaks through that second layer. we're gonna stop with that. Slow this pump down a little bit. Alright, folkses, I'll turn this up real quick and just give that another quick rinse. Don't want too much of that green to be soaked up by this blue-violet. So I'm just kind of rinsing off the excess that's running up that way. This was dyed on an incline. Got my pump turned up real high now. Because this is very loosely folded, I can look down inside here, see what my saturation looks like. I do want good saturation. That's why you usually dye the second side. That get a little more depth, texture. But we're trying to do a quick shirt, and that's what we've done. Not like liquid dye, but we don't have to wait 24 hours either. And we don't have to put it in the microwave. Okay, I'm going to call it done. I'm going to rinse this out, and when I edit the video, I will add the finished shirt along with it. Alright, see you guys. Thanks. Goes.